this afternoon?
Great.
Awesome. I want to thank you guys for coming out and spending the day with us. So we're going to get started. I want to welcome you guys to the Protect the Creative Mental Health Awareness panel. Today we have 5 panelists who are going to talk to you about what their journey in creativity and battling mental health looks like. All right, so we're going to start off with the creator. Taylor Jay is a makeup artist. She is also creative for over, what are we going to say, 25 years? 25 plus years?
Sure, I'm 30.
Okay, so for 20 plus odd years. She is also the creator and founder of Protect the Creatives. Next, we have Nikay Jay. She is a fashion designer here in Atlanta. We also have Joevan who is a therapist. And then we have DJ Queen of the South, who is a DJ here down in Atlanta, as well as DJ Stormz, who is a DJ as well. All right, so we're going to get the panel started off. I'm just going to ask a very simple question. I want all of my panelists to start off by giving us a little bit of background of how you got into your creative path, whether it be DJing, whether it be social work, whether it be music, fashion design. Anybody want to start? I'm going to just pick somebody out. Let's start with Joevan. Right next to me.
All right, so the question is, how did you get into your creative path?
Yes, or what was your influences to be creative? Like, what influenced you to be creative? Where did that start?
I think it started as a child. I've always just been one to just dig into things and figure things out. I was telling them earlier, like I probably wanted to DJ since I was probably 5 years old, honestly. You know, I think that's where my creativity probably started, with my love for music. And then I think without that being cultivated as a child, it's just one thing I just kind of like let go. And then as you grow older, you get money, you just like start buying your own things. It's like you want to go back to the childhood things that you never got a chance to experience. And then just being around other creatives kind of helped me to kind of dig deeper into my creativity around mental health, doing mental health videos, and I'm building a mental health app right now. And that's really what really helped me, is just finding my passions and understanding them and cultivating them and actually like really like shaping them how I want them to fit me and not how I want the world to see them. Because the world will give you so many different ways of how to do it, and everyone has an opinion on how you should do something. It's like, if it doesn't fit you, it takes away from your creativity. You can't be creative if you're taking advice from any and everybody.
Anyone speak up?
Now my throat is dry. But I would say I got my creative side from my sister. I would say I started probably in middle school. My sister used to make like denim jeans and put like feathers and stuff on them. She was in high school at the time, and that's where I got like the start of my creative side. And I realized like when I would get dressed, like the way it made me feel. Because I feel like when you look good, you feel good. I feel like when I look a mess, my hair not done, I'm not dressed, I'm not the part, it brings my, I was diagnosed with anxiety, so it brings my anxiety on more. So for me, my creative side is just getting dressed and just showing up for me. But yeah, it started with my sister, honestly.
So my creativity came from my grandmother. She's in the back there, Dolores. She turned 97 on Wednesday. That's where I get all my creativity from. I tap into my creativity from being depressed, though. A lot of my art came from dark times. I've been painting, drawing, sculpting, sketching since I was a baby, on dolls, on walls, on couches, on clothes, on paint, wherever. Makeup fell in my lap during COVID. So that's when I realized that, oh, I can do what I do on the canvas, on the face, and that's how we got here. Now we're at Protect the Creatives.
My sense of creativity started when I was a kid, when it came down to music. I used to be in several popular music singing groups.
That's these child DJs.
Yeah. I started out there doing that, and met a couple of people. And one thing that deterred me from wanting to continue into the artistry of performing, singing, because you have a lot of creepy people, and especially men.
Yes.
They preyed over young girls, and at that time, the first group group I got in, I want to say I had to be about 12. And my mom was very supportive. Like, my mom was like, listen, I know this guy. We're going to go to the studio. We're going to do this, that, da. And the guy ended up being a creep. Just a creep. So, and then I went to another group, and the guy ended up being a creep. All here in Georgia, okay? And so I just, I cooled down off of that. And the older I got, I started DJing maybe a little bit over 10 years ago, so, because I had kids very young. So, I had my first kid at 15. So with that being said, I had to cut all my dreams and things I was passionate about. I had to, bring that down to the minimum and take care of what I need to take care of. So after my kids got to a certain age, I was like, bump this, I'm finna go ahead and get it popping. I'm finna get it started, this is what I wanna do. And I remember the one night when I knew I was good at what I did or what I do, I was sitting in my garage and I was like, you own something. You own something. Keep going. And so that's what I did. And I've been in the industry for over 10 years now.
Okay, well, my creative juices came from when I was a kid growing up in New York. My dad had a lot of different Caribbean Latin bands at the house because he's well connected with them. So that being a child, I guess at 4 or 5 years old, it grew within me. Music's always been within me. As I got older, I've been in the industry for about a good 20 years now. DJ for a lot of artists, a lot of venues, very small venues, weddings, you name it. There's a lot of ups and downs in this industry that you have to understand. But music has been my passion. It's been very therapeutic for myself. Right now it's gotten to a point where I've been on radio stations. I do my own shows and whatnot. I love it ever since. It's pure, but it's just the individuals in the industry that you have to understand and make it unpure, but you gotta fight for what you believe in, and that's what I'm so passionate about. So that's basically it.
Okay. So my next question is gonna be for Nikki. So you spoke about watching your sister and make the denim. So I want you to talk about how fashion helped you build your confidence, or what did that look like for you? Because we know that fashion is also sometimes, it goes hand in hand with confidence. It also shows on the outside. So can you talk a little bit about how fashion makes you feel more confident, or what is it about fashion that gives you confidence?
So what is it about fashion that gives me confidence is expressing myself. I feel like I can like this. Like my daughter said today, she's like, you don't look right. But to me, I feel like I look right. I'm expressing myself. I'm expressing who I'm representing this guy who got me where I'm at today with the things that I go through or been through. I would just say, like, it helped me express myself. Just basically to show who I am. So, like, fashion is different ways. Baggy jeans, little shirt. Everybody expresses themselves differently. So I say it's expression of who you are as an individual. Well, for me, I'll say as an individual.
So I want to know, when did you find out, like, this is how I want to express myself? Because as a DJ, as a makeup artist, as an author and a coach, people are finding their ways to express themselves. So outside of, I guess, those type of things, like, what did you really put your eye on, like, okay, this is exactly how I'm going to do it? Like, picking out, I guess, different outfits or picking out different looks for yourself, like, how does that relate to your confidence? Like, what you have on today, how does that make you feel? Like, versus if you had on something lighter color or brighter color. Does that make sense?
I feel good, like, on that.
Period.
But I would say, really, like, a lot of my stuff is the visualized. Like, so I get a lot of my visions from God. Like, even like the designs I create, I don't go and look at other people's designs. Everything I get and I create is coming from, sometimes they can come in a dream. Sometimes I can be just sitting there and I can just be doing something and then the vision will come. And I'm like, oh. And then when I execute it and I see the final product, I'll be like, that's it. But sometimes I just feel like, dang, is my work good enough?
Let's talk about that. That's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about what we not doing. Dang, okay, we want to go back and pivot. What are those feelings looking like? Or how do you conquer that? Like, how do you put the creativity on top of that? You're like, we're not going to deal with that. I'm going to stay focused.
really stay connected to God. That's what for me. Like to keep pushing. Like I said, sometimes I feel like myself not good enough, or like if I don't get the support or the reaction. I know I'm gonna go by like family and friends because those be like the last, be strangers. But like just getting really the support to like, dang, is your stuff good enough? So sometimes I feel like that can bring out a little bit of depression in me. Like feeling like my designs are not good, but I know they are because it's a vision that the Lord had gave me. So I know like if you go into I'm going into the Word of God. So.
Go ahead, girl.
But like if you go into the story of Joseph, like with his brothers, like when he got visions of where he was supposed to go, and it got delayed because he opened his mouth. So that's where I'm working on now. Is like stop opening my mouth when God tell me to shut up. Because a lot of times he's like, don't say that. Then I'll say it, and then I notice that delay.
Yeah.
So like this season I am in right now, I'll say even these two ladies right here, they actually help me bring my vision to life. They support me, and I feel like the foundation that I have and the team that we are building, it's like helping me know like, oh, Nikay Jay collection, it's starting off small, but it's not going to be small.
Small for long, that's right. Okay. So, Joevan, from a therapist perspective, I want to know why would you think the creatives choose to either struggle silently or they don't tend to lean into their creativity? They lean into the outer world, or what's the word I'm looking for? Violence, I guess, so to speak. Like they don't hold the energy in one place when they know they could and they should.
I think for creatives, the hardest part about honing is the fact that we are creatives, and we've touched many things, and we've seen many things turn into gold. And it's like, well, this, that, and society has played a part in that, and saying that we have to have multiple streams of income, and the bigger part of that is the government that we don't want to talk about when we have to, is that they're making things more and more expensive, so that means we feel as if we got to achieve even higher to reach just to keep our lights on, the bills paid, and then when you just going out and you have a job and a creative, you're depleted from a 9 to 5, and all your creativity that you want to do, you just can't. You feel stuck, and it's like, a lot of our dopamine is just being taken down because of the Western civilization. It's go, 9 to 5 works, in traffic, kids, husband, wife, partner, whatever it may be. All of those play a factor in bringing out your creativity. And it's like, I think for creatives, the best time to be creative is that alone time, where you taking a nap and just gotten everything off the whole day off. You go out, tell creatives all the time, take a nap. You think it just sounds so simple, but it's like one of the most powerful things you can do to reset your whole brain, reset your whole body, and reset your whole thought process. Yeah. And then in that nap, you wake up and it's like, oh, creativity hits. Well, why are you sleeping? She's talking about having a dream. You have a dream about something, you get up and you just hit it. And then sometimes you don't have to be creative all the time. Sometimes you just take your creativity and just write it down in a book. I have a journal next to my bed, and I wake up, and sometimes I'm not waking up because I'm trying to do something. Because I catch like God said, you need to get up. But sometimes just write it down and say, okay, maybe this might be for another point in time. Like everything doesn't have to be done in 2026 or 2027 or 28. Sometimes you have to say, okay, when can this get done? How can I just focus on fashion, DJ, makeup, mental health, whatever it may be, in just one season of your life, and being okay with that, and not be feeling as if you got to be in competition with the rest of the world. Because you're scrolling on social media, like, dang, that was my idea. Yeah, it might have been your idea, but you might do it better later on. You think about it, there's nothing new under the sun. How many libraries have you passed on the way here? I mean, she was the wrong one, but it's like you pass many libraries. You think about this Oura ring. Samsung got one, Oura got one, Apple about to come out with one. You think about these watches, these smartwatches. Like, there's nothing new in the sense that you can't do or recreate. Right. And just make it better. On this journey to build my mental health app, they've been asking, well, what makes you different? I'm saying culture. Yeah. Mental health wasn't created for culture. Right. It wasn't created for folks who look like us. You have black in here, you have Asian.
Yes.
Okay. Black, Asian. So when you look at mental health, it's predominantly fit for who? White men.
Yeah.
Everything in this world is created for white men, and then it's created for white women because they're most interconnected with each other. And then it's like, oh, we all get the leftovers. And creators, we typically tend to fall into that space of the leftovers.
Yeah.
Because it's like we don't fit the normal society. We want to dress different. We want to think different. We want to play different music. We want to eat different foods. I love food from different cultures.
Yeah.
Honestly, soul food might be one of my least favorite foods.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like I chose to explore other options. And as creators, you got to choose to explore different ways of doing things. You know, it may be there's 1,000 ways to make a shirt, 1,000 ways to spin a record, 1,000 ways to put on makeup, 1,000 ways to do whatever you choose to do. You don't have to do things in the way in which society says do things. You have to really like create your own lane and be confident in that own lane. It takes a lot of like writing and journaling. It takes a lot of self-talk. Like a lot of my clients I work with, I tell them during our sessions, when they even mention anything about themselves that they don't like, I say, go in the mirror right now and go look at yourself. What do you like about yourself? I had one client last week. He talked to me, I got buck teeth, but I love them. The only person who said they didn't like him was my ex-girlfriend. All right, let's get rid of her. You know, it's simple. It's like it's simple things that you can do, but you don't realize it's so powerful. The brain connects to the body. The body connects to the way we all think and move. And you gotta realize, in trusting yourself, is what is my gut telling me. The gut and the brain are connected to each other. Science has proven it. Studies have proven it that those two are connected. So if you feel as if something can go wrong, it's in your gut. If it can go right, it's in your gut. You just gotta be able to learn how to distinguish between the two right and wrongs of your gut. And then that gut also goes into our diet. What do we eat? How do we eat? When are we eating? I know for me, I can't eat certain things past a certain night. I wake up bloated in pain the next morning. And it's all about learning your body, learning yourself, learning your system. And speaking of systems, creating systems that work best for you. You know, if you know you got ADHD, procrastination is not your best friend. You know, I feel like all black people go get a diagnosis. Don't get scared of it. I have autism and ADHD combined. And it's the best thing ever because it's like, okay, I may function different, my brain patterns may be different, but that's why now I understand myself. And it helps people understand me, like, hey, it's not my cop-outs, not my scapegoats, but it's also like, hey, his brain functions different, things different, he may talk different, he may speed talk, he may slow talk, but he's okay. He's functioning in this high-functioning world because he has to, but I rather slow function. Last night I did nothing. Turned my phone on D&D and did nothing. I sat in bed till my body said get up. I went and ate, cooked, got some vitamin D, and that was my day. And I felt okay. A lot of times as creators, we sometimes feel as if it's not okay to not do anything. We always gotta be moving, always gotta be creative, but like where does your creativity come? It can't come in this place of constant growth. It comes in stillness. So you gotta find your stillness and really just focus on honing in on your gift. And whichever one is the best, go and fall in on it.
Thank you. All right, I'm gonna go over to DJ Deep Stormz. I want you to kind of go into what it is like being a DJ and constantly having to entertain people. Like, I mean, that is your constant thing. Like, for 4 hours at a time, 6 hours at a time, 5 hours at a time. What does that pressure look like, and how do you handle it?
Absolutely, absolutely. First thing, I'm gonna speak to each and every one here, and I may go a little in depth, but you know, you hear the old cliche, stand for something, fall for anything. That's all well and good, but guess what? Before you can even do that and get to that point in your life, you have to first and foremost believe in yourself. You have to understand that you are the VIP. Now the society tells you what the government, who is hiring you. No. The reason why you're there is because of that party. If it wasn't for you, there would not be a party. So in life, you have to understand, life wouldn't be life if you do not respect yourself. Do I struggle? Our DJs in general, artist creators, yes, we're our own worst enemies. We are self-critiques, ourselves consistent each and every single day. You can have the greatest set of your life, either a 4-hour party, 6-hour party, 12-hour party. But you know you're gonna find your mistakes. This could be a mental block in your head, day in and day out. But guess what, folks? You got to get over that because you have to get to a space where don't allow And I mean allow individuals to deter you from, hey, you know, I don't like this and that and that. Prime example, and I'm gonna be transparent. I just had a great set with the radio station, Plug FM. Um, but I got constructive criticism how my set went and going from the headphones to the radio station, just gonna make the mistakes again. I'm like, okay, thank you. I appreciate that. But see, in another time zone, in the parallel universe, I would have cussed them out, went in on them, and just got straight wrong. But now since I'm more matured, and I had a lot of tragedies in my life. Before I met my beautiful queen, and I'm actually from Philly. Moved out of here, give or take 7 years ago, I believe. I lost my wife after 15 years of battle with cancer. Came here, started new, started fresh. Didn't know what I was doing. I have a strong belief in God. I'm a Christian. I prayed and prayed. We found each other as a sister. You have to find inspiration within yourself. Just the little things mean a lot. That's what we tend to forget. And yes, entertaining folks can be stressful, but you got that's why you gotta have a passion. I love what you do. You know, I get out. Can I hear this song request? You hand my code and I charge my phone. And I laugh at it. They do it all. But I laugh at it because I'm making you. That's what I signed up for. It's part of what we do. But you got to be mature enough to navigate from the creeps, the weirdness, and the folks that, you know, will disrespect you. Once you got that in mind, not saying that you're gonna be perfect, you cannot make everybody happy. That's all I'm at. Even as an artist, somebody rapping, sing, you're not gonna make everybody happy.
And then we have to be honest too as being DJ.
Yes.
Very honest.
So just believe yourself. Whether you're doing makeup for 1 million people, whether you paint a picture for thousands of people, whether you know, sing for 1 million people, DJ for a 10-hour set. Just believe in you and all that. Trying to change and be consistent. Be you. Be you. Don't be somebody else that you're not. That's the best way.
Okay. Thank you. So Taylor, I have a question for you now. So I want you to talk about a time when you had to still be creative and you were mentally exhausted. What does that look like for you as a makeup artist when you are in the moment?
It's actually, well, I'm about to say it's very unhealthy, by the way. I learned it in therapy, that's very unhealthy. I avoid. And that is why I struggle so much. When I have to get the job done, the only thing that's important is the job. How I'm feeling, how that person feeling, what happened the day before, don't matter. I have been in a situation where I had to do 5 girls makeup, and my ex-boyfriend that assaulted me in Ohio was in Georgia. And that was my first time learning what predatory behavior was. And throughout the whole time of me doing their makeup, I was shaking. I don't know any makeup artist that did 5 kids' faces for a music video shoot, and their hands were shaking. I feel it right now as I'm talking about it, which is crazy. I feel this tightness in my chest when he just kept walking in my view. Like, I would change the chair around. He'll try to walk in front of the chair. He was just like trying to make himself be in my presence. And that was my first time working with that person. And it ended up the person that night, we broke down what happened, and they didn't even know all of this was going on. I was really having a panic attack while doing makeup. And that was not the first time or the last time that has happened. That is why I created this, because I don't have an outlet. I don't have a room to basically express. Like, I have to be creative no matter what. Like, this world is gonna keep going regardless. And if I just say like, hey, no, I can't do it because I'm shaking right now, it's like, girl, what? What do you mean? Like, no, you got an hour. What are you talking about? You can't do it. Like, nah, I can't do it. I've never did that. I just did it and then went home and cried for a whole week. Like, what are you crying about? Oh, because I'm coming down from this traumatic situation that I was in. And that's why I lean into therapy so much, because yes, I have a lot of childhood trauma. I have a lot of real life trauma that just because I moved from Ohio doesn't mean it's over. And that is what that was a example of. And yes, I have no room to have a creative block. But when I have that creative block, I have to push something out to still make money. So I'm not happy about what I pushed out, but I pushed it out. So it's kind of something that is making me a little weary about still beating faces in large settings because I don't feel protected. I've had people walk up on me at a fashion show. I'm doing makeup. They walk up on me to go off about their kids' makeup, like things like that. Those things, me being bipolar, sets me off. So when it happens, all I can do is just keep doing what I'm supposed to do because I don't have time or the room to express what's wrong with me right now. It was kind of crazy because my first time experiencing someone have a breakdown was my apprentice, and she left me. She left me for the whole day, and I let her go because I know how I feel in these situations where I'm overstimulated. I've trained myself to keep going, but like, what do you do when another creative is overstimulated? I can't tell them, "Hey, suck it up. We got stuff to do," because everybody can't do that. It's that's my sister. We cut from the same cloth. We gonna get through it, but that's why I want to go to school to learn more about not only helping myself, but how I can help these kids that I want to work with. Like, I felt bad about that situation for like a whole week. I didn't even tell her. Like, I felt like I did something wrong. That was her first time working with me, and I just felt like I dropped the ball because I didn't protect her. I didn't know what situation we was getting into, but I can mold myself to keep going. Teaching other creatives how to stay creative in a unfavorable situation is like really where it's at. Like, we have, like you said, we're really the aliens of the world, and they treat us like it. But the world don't move without creatives. Like, the world, I just seen a post, and you reposted it too, and it said, "Where did the color go in the world?"
Yeah, two sides of the street.
Everything is modern now, and it drives us creatives crazy. Walking, like, just sitting in this room, it's not colorful enough for me. So it's like seeing color, being triggered. The only thing you can do in this type of world is do your job and function when you leave. And it's like, that's where we at with it.
So let's kind of hang on to functioning for a second. So let's talk about burnout. So when Nikki, I want to ask you, I want you to let us know, has it been hard as a business owner and creator to be able to hold everything together emotionally? Like, what does burnout look like to you? Do you know what the symptoms are for you as a creative?
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about it because I feel like this is important. A lot of people don't understand what burnout looks like, and it's different for different people. So if I'm possibly sleeping all day and I don't want to talk, y'all know me not talking. If I don't want to talk, then I'm probably tired of talking. I'm exhausted at that point. So somebody on the outside may not recognize that as, oh, I need to, dig deeper into this. So what does that mean? What made that look like for you as a fashion designer?
For me, burnout, I don't want to be bothered with people. I like to isolate myself a lot, and it's not intentional. It's just for me to regroup and then find out the next step of where I want to go. Because for me, with fashion design, I'm like all over the place. Because like now I'm doing like film, my clothing line, and trying to be a content creator at the same time. So what I do notice is that like my nervous system start acting like giving me like different signals, like it's time to take a break. It's okay to rest. But like my household, I feel like I can't rest. Because my husband, he's like a drill sergeant, he's military. So it's like if you're not moving, you basically procrastinate. So that's
how you think about it.
yeah, like I'm not getting enough
You're
done.
not being
I'm not being
productive.
productive. And I feel like even like being a mom, like I have to be a mom, I have to be a wife, so like all these things and still trying to create and do the things that I want to do, it does give me a lot of burnout. So like now what I learned to do, like even with the different symptoms from my nervous system, like I'll get like sometimes like to be honest, like exact like feeling in my head, like sometimes the headache, certain things like it's hard for me to explain to someone because they won't be able to see it or feel it like how I do. They're like, oh, it's just in your head. No, it's not. Like this stuff is like really happening to me. But really, I learned to just start grounding myself.
Okay.
So I go outside and I do like a lot of grounding. I go for massages a lot to like relax my body. And like I said, I just cut off from the world. My mom, my sister, whoever. It's not me acting funny or thinking I'm better, because that's why I get now too. Since I moved to Georgia, that I think I'm better.
Or you living your best.
Right.
Right.
I'm fighting for it. But yeah, so for me, that's just like really like just isolate myself and just finding out who I am and not rushing the process. Like Joevan, that's what I'm saying. Make sure I'm right. Joevan said like things don't have to be done just because you get a vision this year. That don't mean that it's supposed to be done in that point in time. Like I had a couple of visions that like things I wanted to execute that I got in like 2018 or something like that, and I still haven't done it. And I'm like, dang. And my mind is telling me like, when you gonna do it? But I haven't like set the time to prioritize myself because, like I said, life could be chaotic. Wife, mom. Oh, and I work a 9 to 5 too, from home though. But
Oh,
still. Right. Yeah. So it's just like when you have a lot on your plate, you have to learn how to have a balance and to keep your family first, but God first. So you got to learn and have a balance about yourself if you want to be in the creative side. Like you have to, yeah, because your loved ones and stuff will feel like, oh, I'm left out. Like not right now, like I'm doing a lot of film stuff. So like I'm always on set and like my family feeling left out. Because I'm not giving them their time. Even though I'm doing Monday to Friday cooking and everything, they feel like we can say, well, when are you gonna be done? You know. So you have to learn how to prioritize your life when you're being creative.
DJ Queen and stuff, I want you to segue off of that too, because I know you're a mom as well, and being a DJ and a business owner, and now you and DJ, you Stormz have this production company together. Like, what does that look like with burnout? Where do you recognize it? Where do you see it?
It's just, it's kind of frustrating of trying to put everything together and of course quite naturally having a 9 to 5. His 9 to 5 is a lot because he's a officer. So yeah, so we have to kind of like coincide based off of that. When I do have a sense of burnout, I think that's when my anxiety, but more so my depression seeks in. Because I'm not able to get what I need to get done right then and there. When I know I can do it, but I know physically and mentally my body will not allow me. But when I try to push myself to do it and I just give up, then that's when that depression seeks in for me. What I normally do, and he came downstairs last night, I had got off from work, and I usually just sit in my garage, man, and just think, get on my phone, think, I drink my wine, and I just sit there and he's like, damn, you coming upstairs, because, you'll come down, you sit down for like 3 hours. And I was like, I just have to.
Yeah.
Like, I have to unwind because people get like, when I'm having them really bad, and people just really get on my nerves.
Yeah.
And you just get sick and tired looking at them. And you just dealing with their problems or their issues. So when I get home, it's just like, I like just let it out. And I just sit in that garage, honey, and drink my wine, and then that's when, again, sometimes depression and anxiety seeks up, because if I felt like I did something wrong that day, or I spoke to somebody wrong that day, then I'd be like, damn, now how am I gonna fix this? Because I may have said or did the wrong thing, So that's what I do. as far as, I mean, that's how it is for my burnout. And also my burnout too is, I'm actually going through a burnout, but coming out of a burnout, I would say. Right, because, things have not been the same with me since my mom passed, 3 years ago. So when she passed 3 years ago, I was just, when I'm telling you, all of the DJing sucked out of my soul, out of my system. I wanted to retire. Didn't I tell you that? I was like, I'm going to retire from this. I ain't got no time for it. But then I started thinking, no, because I really love DJing. I like entertaining people. And so right now, I'm coming out of it. And that's another thing too. I think he said be aware of yourself and things. And that's how when I ended up getting clinically diagnosed. Because for a long time, I did not know what the hell was wrong with me. Like the time we got booked back to Vegas. And remember we got into it on the strip? We got into it. So the camera people was coming up there and everything, getting ready, getting set. My anxiety had no set in. Sitting up here getting nervous. I was like, oh my God. I had a bottle of Jack Daniels trying to drink that. It was cold. It was like really cold. That's my first time ever being in Las Vegas when I got booked. And I always thought, oh, it's hot in Las Vegas. It was freezing. It was so cold. So, man, I'm telling you, it was cold. I did not know that. So I was cold, having an anxiety attack. Did the show, whatever, because we did it like right on the strip outside. And did the show, did all that. And the only thing that I can think of the next morning before we called the flight home, I was like, I feel like I fucked up. I was like, I just feel like something, I feel like they're not gonna ask me anymore. I feel like they're gonna, all that started to set in. But I ended up still getting booked somewhere through whatever, yeah. But that's
I want Joevan to kind of speak of the signs of burnout that creatives may ignore, because everybody kind of gave their viewpoints of what burnout looks like for them. So what is some signs that you may think that people ignore? And it's like, no, I think you need to go get this. You need to go lean into this more and figure out what that is and what that looks like.
Yeah, I believe it's the things that we notice, but we just kind of like push or sweep under the rug. Like she was talking about, she had an anxiety attack, and she was kind of like she had been feeling herself for 3 years and didn't know what it was. And then she decided to go to the doctor. Yeah. She speaks of her anxiety, and I think there's also times where we don't check in with ourselves.
Right.
It's just we've been trained to just keep going, and we don't sit down and just do daily check-ins, weekly check-ins with ourselves. And I actually want us to all do something really quick. If you can't, in Vegas, you can participate. Or just close your eyes real quick and just follow my voice. Feel your brain and ask yourself, what is your brain feeling right now? You don't have to say it out loud if you don't want to. I want you to feel your face. What does your face say? You're going to go to your neck. What does your neck say? What about your shoulders? What about your spine? Your gut? Your thighs? Your hips? Your calves? The arch of your foot? The heel of your foot? Your toes? And lastly, as a whole human, what does your entire body feel like? When you're ready, you can come back to it. Anybody else want to say something that they felt or noticed?
I'm tense. I think I'm anxious.
You're anxious? What makes you anxious right now?
Driving on this highway, so like driving down here, trying to get here safely, and then being late at that. So I'm still like trying to come down from all that, and I didn't realize it until you were like feeling my body is saying, and I'm feeling it all right here.
Yeah, and I think a lot of creatives, we just don't take the time to just check in with our bodies. Like there's a book that says the body keeps the score, and then there's other mental health practitioners right now who are trying to debunk that it's not the body, it's all the brain, which is true. But the brain sends the signals to every piece of your brain, to your body. So the body does keep the score because my thing is if there's a scar here in my arm, every time I look at this scar, it reminds me of what happened, whether it be a traumatic event or not. So as creatives, it's all about learning how am I supposed to function as a creative. Not how has the school textbook is so that function, but how do I need to function. You know, do I need to slow down, realize I have a 9 to 5, I got a fashion job, I DJ, I do makeup, and you know, I'm gonna go against something you said about balance. We're never gonna have balance. It's all about finding a rhythm. You know, how do I flow? You know, the river flows, right? It has its own rhythm. It never changes. Only time it changes is when it rains and you get more water, it still just flows. And we all gotta find our own personal rhythm.
Right.
And rest is a part of that rhythm. You know, sleep is a part of that rhythm. Sitting in the car for 3 hours is a part of that rhythm. Grabbing a glass of wine, your blunt, whatever it may be, whatever makes you feel better, is your part of your rhythm. And when you're not in your rhythm, guess what happens? Out of whack, the balance is off. Anxiety's in my shoulders, anxiety's in my back. And as creators, we gotta learn to say, okay, when do I slow down? When is enough for me? When do I check in with myself? My mentor right now has me journaling for 10 days straight about a problem that I'm trying to solve. And I told her, I would do that because I'm a very inconsistent person. And she said, good, I want you to work on your consistency because your consistency shows up in this space for X reason. And it's okay, the things that I feel I'm not good in, the things where I feel like, I effed up and no one's gonna call me back, where does that come from? What voice is in the back of your head from mommy, daddy, society, brother, sister, ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, whoever it may be, that's telling you that I fucked up and I may not be able to be put again, but you probably killed it. You know, it's like checking in with yourself and asking yourself, where does this come from? Why is this here? And the last thing is, why did I allow this to live rent free in my mind, body, soul?
Yeah. So, since we got 15 minutes left, I'm gonna open it up for the audience. The 3 questions I have is: has anyone here ever experienced burnout? Has creativity ever helped someone through a difficult season? And what part of today connected with you the most? You can answer one question, you can answer all 3, or because I'm gonna pick some, y'all gonna answer some questions. Listen, if you have not known, listen. My name is Brittany Jay, the host. From Cleveland by way of Atlanta, and I will get the audience involved. I will come out and talk to you myself. So it's in everybody's best interest to go ahead and pop out with a question or let us know at least how your experience was here today. Like, even if you don't want to answer any questions, just let us know how you felt about the panelists. If you want to ask the panelists any questions, if you want to talk to them, network with them, like, we just want to open up the floor before I pull it back and then I let y'all go.
I'm willing to do both.
Go ahead.
So what was your questions again?
Oh, my 3 questions were: has anyone here ever experienced burnout? Has creativity ever helped you through a difficult season? And what part of today connected with you the most?
All right, so burnout, yes, on multiple occasions. Before I did intensive therapy and even after intensive therapy, I've experienced it. I actually had an episode a couple of weeks ago where I had 3 panic attacks back to back. I was just like, okay, yeah, there's a problem. So I had to address it. I had to recognize it, ask myself where it was coming from, make myself aware, not avoid what I already know, and handle the situation accordingly so that I can calm myself back down and have that peace that's needed so I can have a clear train of thought and state of mind. As far as creativity is concerned, I like to record music. I like to write poetry. When I was doing intensive therapy, that's when I began recording music as an artist. And plenty of nights during my journey, it helped me release so much that I was going through and that I've dealt with as a child. A lot of my childhood trauma and a lot of the things that was going on in my mind that I continued to tell myself. But through my music, I was able to speak to myself and encourage myself. And I ended up doing something that I didn't even think I could do, which was put out my first solo EP. Now, mind you, this was years ago, but I did it. I was very proud of myself. I became more social because I was not a social bug at all. I'm still not, only when I need to be, which is great for me though, because it says a lot. It shows growth. Because at times I can be timid or not confident. Those are the reasons why I kind of fall back sometimes. But I'm working on it. It's a working process. I'm getting better over time. And what was the third one?
What part of today connected with you the most?
I can't say what part. I actually was sitting here taking notes and just thinking about how this morning, I wasn't even gonna come. I was gonna stay at home in my bed and just roll over in my blanket, but I know I had to push myself regardless of how I was feeling. I went and got my manicure and pedicure so I could feel better, because like you said, when you get up and show up, you have to show up for yourself. You feel good. And I feel great right now.
Yes, you look great.
So there were things that everyone stood out to me, because you all said something that spoke to me that I may not have ever heard before, that I needed to be reminded of, or something new, a new way, a new outlet to kind of look at things when I deal with my own personal mental health. So I can't necessarily pick which is what, because I feel like everyone's responses, answers, and participation was amazing.
Thank you. Your participation was amazing. I appreciate that. Thank you, Dominique. Anybody else want to go ahead?
Well, I have a question.
Okay.
Miss Taylor. By the way, I just want to say, I love the way you look. You know what I'm saying? You're beautiful. But, like, you know, today's beauty standards and stuff like that, and with you being a makeup artist, like, how do you, like, keep your self-esteem high? You know?
I have to, so piggybacking on my mental, I'm bipolar. So I deal with negative thoughts all day. So because I am mentally fighting those thoughts off, it's hard for me to take heed of the outside world, because I got a lot going on in my head. So I've learned that can't nobody beat me down as bad as I do myself. So a lot of the things that people have said, and also I was bullied my whole school, kindergarten to graduation. I'm numb. So I have no choice but to be confident in who I am, because it was a time in my life where I was living for other people. And I feel like God gave me a huge wake-up call on the terms of you not living for none of them, because they're not around no more. So now you don't have nothing but you to pay attention to. I really had to sit down with myself when I got diagnosed, because my confidence was on the floor. Who wants to deal with somebody that's bipolar? That's how I looked at it. Like, girl, you crazy. You batshit crazy. Don't nobody want to deal with you. You be saying stuff out your mouth that's crazy. Like, you just need to go sit down and figure out who Taylor is. And when you met me, my hair wasn't locked. But I locked my hair, but it was something I wanted to do for me when it was the right time. And this journey alone, the short hair fake, this journey is reteaching me self-confidence too. Like, I've never felt like I would go back to the beginning until I locked my hair. And I'm like, oh God, no, Taylor, you're fine. You're fine, Taylor. I do a lot of affirmations. I do a lot of talking to myself. A lot of the things that I help my apprentice with and my clients with, I do for myself. Taking a day, think about it. Don't respond to nobody. When I get burnt out, I get mean, because I don't want to be around people, like Nikay said. Like, it's like we get overstimulated. And it's like, we love y'all, but leave us the fuck alone. Right. And it's like, just give me a minute, let me recharge. And then I can come back out. But it's it takes a while. Some days I can't go outside because I'm not my confident self. And that beats me up because I came so far to be here. And then I'll wake up one day and the thoughts is, no, you ain't shit today, girl. Go on, sit down. You ain't doing nothing today. And it's like, no, I am shit. I am shit. I am shit. I'm getting shit. I am getting tired. And please put the B. I am D shit. But the fact that I have to fight with those thoughts, it's hard for me to really feel what other people say. So the confidence is on me. It's not on other people. And when I do allow other people's thoughts to bother me, it actually beats me up. Like I feel bad. I get mad at myself because I'm numb to that by this point. I've been bullied since kindergarten. So people's words don't hit as hard because I was fighting people. Like you said, what? Pop! Like,
so what y'all gotta understand, my sister, them going through all of that, I am terrified, okay? She is my little sister. I was around when all of this kind of first started to happen, and we trying to figure out, like, what's going on with Taylor. So her getting on these different medications, her acting crazy, her not acting crazy, her not acting at all. It's like, oh, I don't want to play them games. After I figured out who I was and came into, Brittany Jay the host and all of that, I can't have the drugs playing with my mind like that. It really terrifies me. Like, so, yes, me going to talk to somebody, like, I know what's wrong, but I am scared. I'm terrified, actually, to go take big pharma drugs. Now, I won't smoke a little bit, but it does help with my anxiety. I have anxiety, depression, PTSD, and I have ADHD. But outside of that, I try my best to be calm. Taylor helps me a lot. Like, we help each other. Me and my sister have been around each other for about 5 years. So her learning herself and me learning myself, and then us having to come back together, it was really powerful because she helps me stay grounded, and I feel like I help her understand who she is in this world and what impact she has, because she is everything to me. She does more for me than she even imagines. Like, she helps me mentally in ways and places that I never thought that I would need her. So just know, as creatives, even though y'all, because she's like, you're creative too, I still give y'all like the highest honor. I don't feel like I'm there yet. I hold shows, I help put them together, I talk, I say I do my thing, but y'all are like in it. Like, y'all are able to produce things from that. I'm able to produce this, like, but it's you guys that are a part of that. I don't move without you guys. So with me knowing that, I always want to make sure that the spaces where you guys are safe. Like, I do that for my artists. I make sure that they understand, like, I got you, I understand. That don't mean I'm gonna coddle you. That don't mean that I'm gonna hold your hand in a sense. But I'm gonna hold you accountable and then still be here for you. I got the empathy and the sympathy for you sometimes. So I just want Taylor to give her, first of all, I want to say thank you to my sister and my clients, Taylor Jay. Anyway, let's give her some love today for putting together this amazing event. And I'm so proud of you because she did this all on her own. Yes, I helped, but I didn't help as much as if I was doing my own event. I am super proud of you. This is her first event, and she did amazing. Even though the people ain't here on Eventbrite, baby, she sold out.